Okay, now we're going to work the top of our knitted knocker, and you'll see after you've done your increase rows, you're going to work 2 rows of purl stitches where you just purl every stitch across. That gives us a nice little definition between the back end and our front end, or top and bottom. And to get this nice little swirl pattern that we have going on, all you're going to do is knit to the last 2 stitches on your needle and knit those 2 stitches together. You do that for every single row. And then once you get down to 6 stitches, so you have a total of 2 stitches on each needle, you're going to stop. If you want to create the nipple, you're going to work until you have 3 stitches done on your needles, and then you're going to work an I-cord, and I'll show you how to do that. But first, let's demonstrate how to work the top part of our knocker. So I've already gone ahead and I've done my 2 purl rows, and I've done a row of the knit 2 together. So let me show you how that works. So we are going to knit to the last 2 stitches on our needle, and since we have so many stitches on our needles, you really got to pay attention to make sure that all of your stitches are kind of squished into the middle. You don't want any of them to fall off. Okay, so we're going to knit to the last 2 stitches. Okay, I'm at my last 2 stitches. Now to knit 2 together, we're not going to go into this first stitch. We're going to go into the second and the first stitch. So we go through both of them, and then we just wrap around and you knit as normal. Okay, I'll show you that again. So we're going to go and we're going to knit all the way across our stitches. Okay, and we're back to the first round, first needle. But for this, we're just going to keep repeating this row until you end up with either 6 or 3 stitches. You're just going to knit across until you get to the last 2 stitches, and then you knit those 2 stitches together. So I'll show you how to do that again once we get to the last 2 stitches. Okay, we're at the last 2 stitches. So again, we don't go in the first one, we go in the second and the first one, wrap around and knit like normal. Okay, you're going to keep doing that, like I said, until you have either 6 or 3 stitches left. Let me just show you how to do an I-cord. Okay, I just casted on 3 stitches onto scrap yarn. You'll be working with the stitches that are still attached to your knocker. So you see we've got 3 stitches, and we're going to go ahead and knit them like normal. Okay, so we just knit 1, 2, and 3. Now, we do not turn. What you're going to do is you're going to slide the stitches all the way to the other tip, and then we're going to knit again. And by bringing the yarn from the last stitch to the first stitch, it creates a cord, which is known as an I-cord. So again, we knit those 3 stitches, and we're going to slide them down without turning, and we're going to knit again. 2 and 3, and then let me just check to see how many rows they said to do. They said to do an I-cord for 3 rounds, which is what we've just done. So you can see that it kind of created a little bit of a cord, and then this you would bind off, and then we kind of sew it down around each stitch, so that way it creates a nipple shape. And then your knitted knocker is complete. Okay, when you stuff it, you don't want to put in too much stuffing because you don't want to stretch the stitches out. And we're going to thread the yarn through our cast on stitches every other one, so that way we're able to pull it closed. Okay, and then you have a knitted knocker.